Yes, I'm in a different location. Yes, I'm using a spatula as a mic like everyone else is doing at the moment, but the difference between me and everyone else is that a spatula actually makes sense for me. So it is now the middle of the summer, which means chilling by the pool, a summer fling in a random city, and it also means the end of Love Island season. I wasn't sure how I was going to go about talking about Love Island this year since I did a video on it last year. So I was kind of going back and forth in my brain about whether I just wanted to watch it and discuss it with my friends or with you guys. So I chose you guys. Season 8 of Love Island was the closest thing I've ever seen to a humiliation ritual for the men, the women, and us, the viewers, in the most derogatory way possible. But was I entertained? Absolutely.
Do you think I would have went home?
I don't think we should think about that.
I think one of the best parts of watching a show like this is winding down after a really long day and getting super excited for the new episode and eating a great meal with it. Which is why I am so happy to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Cook Unity. Cook Unity is a chef-to-you meal delivery platform that connects you with hundreds of fresh, fully prepped meals from award-winning chefs. Summertime is a really busy season with many trips, holidays, and outings that sometimes I don't have the time to think about what to eat during the day or even get around to cooking it. But since I started using Cook Unity, staying on top of my eating schedule while also trying to balance all of my weekly plans has been so much easier, and the meals are really good too. With Cook Unity, you can choose from over 300 meals nationwide each week, including over 25 diets and global cuisines. All the meals are made in small batches in local kitchens by you, so it's always fresh, and they're delivered fully cooked. So once you get them, all you need to do is heat them up and enjoy it. I ordered the jerk chicken rasta pasta, the Singaporean chicken curry rice bowl, and butter chicken, and even though all of them were really good, I really like the jerk chicken rasta pasta. I'm not even a person that eats pasta like that, but it was unbelievable, and I can't wait to have it again. Cook Unity stands out with having a variety of healthy and tasty meals delivered straight to your door that are high quality, fresh, and taste just as amazing as if you were sitting in a 5-star restaurant. If you're tired of ordering takeout or grocery shopping but still want great tasting meals without the hassle, check out Cook Unity and try from the hundreds of chef-grade meals that they have to offer. You can click the link in the description or use the code Aishah50 to get 50% off your first order of freshly made meals delivered straight to you. It's 50% off just from using the code Aishah50, so there's no reason why you shouldn't give it a try. I promise you'll love it. And thank you to Cook Unity for sponsoring today's video. So now let's not waste any more time and get into Love Island Season 8. Okay, so first up, I'm going to start with Melanie. She is 24 years old. She's from Philly, and she is a lover girl at her core. She wears her emotions on her sleeve and is a true mama bear, especially when you cross her. Melanie will speak her mind and do what she wants no matter how she looks or what the situation is.
But you said excessive.
It was excessive, but I'm telling you, it was not on purpose. I love looking at people in the face. I'm really good at eye contact.
That's valid. I just need you to take responsibility and be like, okay, yeah, that wasn't on purpose. Okay, cool, we could drop it.
But that's what I did.
Okay, well then that's it.
Okay.
The very first example that comes to mind was around episode 4 when she started acting very weird towards Kata, all because Sincere wanted to talk to her, and in a challenge that all of them were doing, she was low-key trying to bully her during it. And all in that same episode, she all of a sudden wanted to start talking to KC, even though Anaya, who was in a couple with KC, was her best friend. And then randomly, she started going off on Bia and acting like a lunatic all around the villa. But you still love her because she's so likable. In my opinion, the biggest catalyst to her journey in the villa came from one specific moment that happened in week 1, because had this not happened, the trajectory of her journey in the villa would have been completely different. In episode 7, during the sleepover challenge, because I don't really know what else to call it, the girls were blindfolded and the guys were handcuffed, and the girls needed to find their men by pretty much kissing all of them, and Melanie decided to do that, but with a twist. She eventually found her way to Sincere, but she didn't stop there. She kissed Corbin right after, then back to Sincere, then back to Corbin. It was absolute madness. Was I mad at it? Not really, but Sincere was, and he made her rue the day she ever did that. We'll talk more about that later because my God, my girl was suffering. But outside of all of that, Melanie is a great friend to all of the girls and lifts them up whenever they're at their lowest. She will also go toe-to-toe with anyone who tries her, and that's why she will always be one of my favorites. Next up is Anaya. She's 24. She works in her family business. Her dad was a former NBA player, so Nepo baby at its finest. The word to describe Anaya is very sweet. She is incredibly positive, always smiling and laughing, and she truly sees the best in people even when they are clearly terrible people. Anaya has a tendency of being a notorious people pleaser, and that pisses me off. But at the same time, what I appreciate most about her is that she is not one of God's strongest soldiers. Anaya will cry and be emotional and talk about her feelings without feeling guilty about it, and I love that. Anaya also went through the ringer in the villa at the hands of Casey the Ripper, but we'll also talk about that more later. Overall, I have a really special place in my heart for Anaya, and I ultimately see greatness for her. Next up is Trinity. She's 22. She is currently jobless because she left her job at Home Depot. Trinity is the baby of the group. She's very giddy. She's there for a good time and is truly the voice of reason in the villa, and we thank her for that. Trinity is also not to be played with. She's not the one, okay? You cannot pull the wool over her eyes.
What? Because I'm ready to talk if y'all got an issue. Because I don't hold shit back. Because if y'all got a problem, we can talk about it.
She somehow feels like someone's little sister and a therapist at the same time.
You want me to make some pancake batter?
I'm not making pancakes, Bookie.
What?
Making eggs and sausages.
What the fuck is eggs and sausage? I like my eggs with cheese, boo.
She's one of my top clients, if not my very top client, and nothing will ever make me turn my back on her. Trinity, get behind me. Next up is Beatrice. She's a two-time Paralympic, and I was very neutral about her most of the time. She's very level-headed and is never super emotional about things, so she has a more logical approach to most situations. So she was just somewhere in the middle for me. And finally, there's Kenzie. She's 23. She's a nursing school graduate, and Kenzie is very friendly.
To me, a kiss is like a handshake. I'm just seeing if there's chemistry.
Listen, I will never shame a woman for wanting multiple men at the same time. If anything, I am all for it. But it got to a point to where she wanted every single man in the villa, but no one else was allowed to have them. One of Kenzie's main characteristics is being a dancer and doing the splits at a moment's notice.
Because he just did the splits again. Yeah.
I am also pretty flexible, and I do the splits pretty often when I'm stretching at the gym. And there was one time that I did it and my cousin saw me do it and she said, "Okay, Kenzie." That was the last time I did the splits at the gym. She was a questionable friend at times because she only ever thought about herself in most situations and never took the girls' feelings into consideration with how she was moving. I also found her very calculating at some points with conversations she would have with Melanie, Jen, and Soul. She would talk to them in a way to make them feel like they're special and they're her best friend, but only when they weren't going for the same guy as her. And I did not like that. So she too started to piss me off because this may be Love Island, but Friendship Island will always prosper. But one of my favorite qualities about her is that she will find herself a new man quickly. No matter what the situation is and how she was wronged, she will move on without hesitation. No tears, no fears, and I respect her for it. So she gets 3 cool points for that. I'm going to start off first with Sincere. He's 25 and a track and field coach. From the second I laid eyes on him, I knew he was very unserious. Why would you look at a light-skinned man with long, luscious hair and think he's going to be everything I need him to be? You're setting yourself up for failure. Sincere is a habitual liar. He lies as much as he breathes, and he lies so much that he can't even remember the things he's lied about, and he truly believes his own lies. And that makes him the most dangerous man in the villa. Everyone needed to stay far away from him. I'm convinced Sincere just likes to hear himself talk, and he learned to socialize via the internet because he's always saying a whole bunch of nothing.
Up and down, up and down. She was basically saying that she feels like a second option now.
Is she the second option?
Genuinely, she's not.
Yeah.
We both like each other a lot.
Yeah. Is that heightened of that feelings for Soldier gone now? Or is that still like something you want to explore?
I think it's still like she's on a buoy.
But for the rest of my life, I don't want to see this man on my screen anymore. I will not rest until he's forgotten by the world. I'm talking to you, Sacred. I better not see a campaign with him. Next up is KC. He's 24. He's a nurse, I think. I don't remember what he does, and I don't care. I could go on a very long long rant about him because he put me through a whirlwind of emotions. So I'm going to try to keep it very short. When he first showed up in the villa, I liked him a lot. I thought he was very animated and his reactions to things were meme gold. But then the events towards Casa started happening. I'll talk more about what happened with that, but he turned into a total dweeb who thought he was the prize and ended up being disrespectful, petty, spiteful, and childish. And what sucks is that I did not see it coming. So for that, he's also one of my enemies. Did I switch locations yet again? Yes. You wouldn't believe the things that I have gone through just to try to get this video filmed. Next up is Sean. He's 29, and when I first met him, I thought he was a triple threat. Derogatory. A cop, a country music lover, and a father. Get him off my screen. But he didn't end up doing anything to immediately bother me because he wasn't there long enough for me to eventually like him or dislike him because he was dumped like 5 days after he arrived, so I wish him well. Next up is Bryce. He's also 29 and he has multiple jobs at the moment, but his primary ones are model and garbage truck fixer. Bryce was one of my favorite men in the villa, not because I think he's the most amazing man on the planet, but because everyone else was just pure evil. For the most part, he was very sweet and caring to everyone in the villa. However, he was also very impressionable at times. Whenever the boys, specifically Zach, would give him bad advice about his relationship with Trinity, he would just listen and agree. Like, sir, you are 30. Why are you taking advice from 23 and 24-year-olds? I switched yet again because I am never fully satisfied. I will put him at number 6 in my rankings for my favorite people in the villa, so he's okay with me. And lastly, we have Zach. Don't remember his age, and as far as I remember, I don't think he has a job. Zach is a bitch. That's genuinely the best way I could describe him. He consistently gives people terrible advice, talks shit about other couples, and is always spreading misinformation as he pleases. And when he's confronted about it, he will just throw his hands up and say it wasn't his intention. Don't piss me off. And that is why he is my number one enemy over everyone else. I despise him in a way that no one else can make me feel, and for that, he should count his days. He is also a terrible partner to Kata because I never believed he actually liked her. We'll talk more about that later, but overall, 0 out of 10. I wish nothing but the worst for him. Send him on a flight back home. I'm going to go through the bombshells really quickly. The first one, Gabrielle, he is a whore. That's pretty much all there is to him. Next up is Kata, and when she first came on, I wasn't completely sure about her, but then she eventually won me over when she didn't let Melanie son her.
I wanna get something off really quick. Why did you say Sincere needed a promotion?
Because you dunked me, so I was like, let me get my get back.
Fair.
No matter what the question was, I was gonna dunk you.
Their friendship changed so much over the course of their time in the villa that I literally forgot that they had genuine beef in the beginning. Up next is Corbin, and when he arrived, I also felt pretty much nothing for him. I just thought he was tall and had nice teeth. But over time, Corbin grew on me a lot. His vocal stems are nothing short of iconic.
I was just there taking in the moment. I was just like,
He was one of the few people on the show that didn't irritate me directly with his actions. And I'm a fair person. I can admit that he shifted the culture in the villa. He brought fun. He brought life. However, I also think he was a colorist. He's messy and at times misogynistic. But what else do I expect from a 22-year-old from Miami? Next up is Jen. I thought Jen was nice. She didn't move me that much, but one of her greatest characteristics is that she will always tell it how it is, no matter who she's talking to.
100%, but I'll tell you right now, if this was not Love Island, I would not be your friend. I wouldn't trust you actually at all.
And in this group of people, that is a quality that I hold very highly. So she's cool with me. Next up is Soul. I also don't have many feelings towards her. I found her dynamic with the girls to be kind of off-putting because we didn't see her interact with them that much, especially with everything that happened with Melanie. I would have liked for them to have had a conversation or something. So she too kind of falls in the middle for me. Last up is Caleb. Caleb is nice. That's it. As far as all of the Casa people, I feel equally about them except for Carl and Titi, but for completely different reasons. Carl is Superman to me. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a video of him saving a child from a burning building. Titi, however, is Interesting. I like the idea of her, a woman that stands on business, but her energy was always just so odd to me. I could never tell how genuine she was with her interactions and if she actually liked the people in the villa. I'm not a pessimist, so I don't automatically look for the bad in people or just automatically think that people just have bad intentions. So I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt, especially considering how she came in with KC and how, you know, she was pretty much being attacked and everything. Not directly, but indirectly. And I'm sure she felt very uncomfortable in the villa at times, but I don't know. I'm not super sold on her. Normally, I would do a whole section on drama and how everything played out during the season, but because most of the drama stemmed from the men of the villa being the most demonic version of a human someone could legally be, and since it was mostly directed to their respective couples, I don't feel the need to have a whole section on it, so we're just gonna go straight into the important couples of the season. First up is Melanie and Sincere. I think the last time a couple made me feel pure rage and sadness was watching Ron and Sam on Jersey Shore. That's how much I suffered watching these two. Melanie and Sincere instantly gravitated towards each other very early on in the season, and things seemed fine until one of the early challenges when the gang was guessing facts about each other, and it was revealed that Sincere would be texting someone on the side while he was with someone. And from that point on, I knew Melanie was done for. The first major crack in their couple was when the second round of bombshells came in and Soul arrived in the villa. And Soul was Sincere's type to a T. He said, "Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat." They got real close, real fast, and it took less than 48 hours for them to be kissing and all up on each other, which I am side-eyeing the both of them for, but okay, fine. But the problem was that Sincere would consistently tell Melanie, "Oh, you have nothing to worry about. I'm just getting to know her. I don't really like her like that." A scene that plays so vividly in my mind was Sincere and Soul in the speakeasy getting a little freaky, and Melanie walks in and Soul flees out the door. I wouldn't wish this treatment on my worst enemy. This was one of the first instances of Sincere completely downplaying situations and manipulating Melanie because he told her, "Oh, we were just talking. We might have shared a peck or two, but I still really like you." I don't have anything to say. The back and forth between the three of them went on for days, with Sincere telling the boys, "Oh, I like both these girls and I'm being completely honest with them." And he's telling each girl, "I really want you. I'm focused on you and only you." It's one thing to hear about a situation like this or to even be watching a scripted drama show where a character is moving like this, but it's another to see this actually play out live from a real person. It was the most disturbing thing I have ever witnessed. He would consistently lie to Melanie, not about what he was doing per se, but the gravity of it. And when she would say stop doing that, he'd be like, "Okay," but then do it again with a twist. His whole thing was that he had to immerse himself in the experience. Like, sir, no one is forcing you to being a lying, manipulating, trifling ass bitch. When Sincere and Soul eventually coupled up, it seemed like Melanie and Sincere would be done. And I was happy because she could finally be free and prosper, but unfortunately that didn't stick. They chose each other again at the mailbox challenge and I was sick. You would think after lying to the boys, lying to Melanie, lying to the entire house, putting Melanie through the 5 stages of grief, he would be done with being evil. Oh, but he wasn't. Casa came around and the same thing happened all over again with Amora. And this time I genuinely could not understand the purpose of it because you could tell his heart wasn't in it for real. He came back single and thought Melanie was gonna welcome him with open arms, but that was not the case.
That's what everyone said it here. Every man in here told me how I deserve more. I don't know who the you are sometimes. I feel pissed every time I'm away from you and my eyes are not at you. You do something completely different every time. Like, I don't know if you got a in your brain, but stop that shit because that is pissing me the off.
This didn't move me because she still chose him anyways. Overall, I give them a negative 150 out of 10. I never want to see them on my screen together ever again. Now I want to relax and have some good, wholesome, clean fun. So Let's talk about Gabrielle and Bia. Sometimes I forget they were a thing because it was so early on and it was also very short, but they made me feel things that I will forever cherish. Gabrielle came in as a bombshell and instantly connected with Bia, with them having similar cultures and felt seen by one another, which I thought was beautiful. Bia would always tell the girls how Gabrielle made her feel soft and feminine, which isn't a quality that she shows very often. And as someone that grew up being a tomboy, I felt that deeply. I wish we saw more of their conversations, especially in Spanish and Portuguese, because I feel like they were so much more genuine and relaxed in those instances. But production was too lazy to create subtitles for them, and I hate that. However, like I said before, Gabrielle is a whore. And Bia knew that too. So when Jen the bombshell came in all breasted up, Gabrielle said, "It was nice knowing you, Bia." And she wasn't even upset about it because she knew what time Gabrielle was on. So when Jen and Gabrielle were coupled up and Bia got sent home, that was the end of them. And I actually cried from the conversation that they had with each other before she left.
Como en tan poco tiempo me aproximar así de ti fue increíble, ¿sabes? Tú eres una persona muy fuerte y tú vas a conseguir tudo que tú quieres en tu vida porque tú mereces.
And the fact that it was all in Spanish, I still haven't fully recovered from that, and I don't know if I ever will. Jen and Gabrielle ended up being a couple for like a week or so, but I wasn't taking it serious. They weren't taking it serious. So when Gabrielle got sent home, I thought to myself, well, at least he can go home and enjoy the World Cup now. Let's keep the fun going and talk about Kenzie and every boy in the villa. I was very entertained watching Kenzie go through all the men and checking them off her list, but it went on for way too long. Kenzie was very interested in Zach in episode 1, but Zach wasn't really feeling her and she never spoke to him again. Love that. Then she had a default couple with Sean, but he went home, so that was the end of that. The real drama started when Caleb the bombshell came in, who was her type. And the thing about Kenzie is that she likes anyone who likes her. She was for sure going to entertain the idea of being in a couple with Caleb, even if it was all lies. So she was ping-ponging between Corbin and Caleb, even though she kept saying she never dated two guys at the same time. I know you're not new to this. She would be telling Caleb she's bringing him home and telling Corbin how much she wants to get freaky with him. I started to side-eye her when her and Caleb eventually became a couple and she was still messing with Corbin on the side, which is messy but not a criminal offense. Where she lost me was her getting upset at Melanie for wanting to explore with Corbin after Sincere made her look like a fool.
I'm in this place where, okay, my connection is basically done. Like, who else in here did I have something with?
So you are into him.
We do have similarities. He is my type, and I am his type. And I want to tell you because you are my friend. Like, what are you feeling?
I don't know, like not good. I don't know, anxiety.
I want Sincere, but that's not working out, Kenzie. Like,
I know, I just feel like you're not even trying for him though.
She can't be serious. At the mailbox challenge, she had to choose between Caleb and Corbin, and when she chose Corbin, Caleb was flabbergasted. I was just looking like this. Ooh. They had a conversation, and he pretty much called her a fake-ass bitch, but in a very nice southern way, and moved on. So Kenzie and Corbin were all happy until Casa came and he left her for Parmita the Persian, and that was the end of that. Like I said before, Kenzie will find herself a new man, and she found one with Dylan, but not without having a little bit on the side too. Out of nowhere, she decided she wanted Gald, but she knew that Jen, her supposed best friend, wanted him too, but Kenzie just had to have him too. And I'm so glad that Jen clocked what Kenzie was doing, because for some reason, no one else was gonna do it.
But I'll tell you right now, if this was not Love Island, I would not be your friend. I wouldn't trust you actually at all.
I feel like you're really mad at me for like
I'm just
exploring
mad.
like
Get her again for me, Jen. Kenzie's adventure in the villa ends with Dylan, and they had their own issues, but I don't care enough about them to go through all that. Okay, now for Anaya and Casey. I really don't want to talk about them because it brings me physical pain to talk about the hell that this girl went through, and I don't want to cry right now. Anaya and Casey had a slow start as they didn't initially choose each other, but once they did, they had a really nice liking to each other. Their conversations felt so sweet and loving, and Casey always made sure to compliment her and say how much he enjoys her presence. The first initial cracks came when Casey started acting weird towards Anaya for not being as physical with him compared to the other girls in their couples, which is weird. One, everyone has their own speeds when it comes to getting physical with their partner, and two, he acted as if they never cuddled and kissed in bed. Another major crack was the difference in their personalities, with Casey being more goofy and unserious, and Anaya being more chill and steady, which made them clash a lot. Soul then came in as a bombshell, and Casey expressed interest in wanting to talk with her, but didn't really do anything to prevent hurting Anaya's feelings, which I do understand, because even though Anaya said she was fine with it, she was clearly not fine with it. She was visibly uncomfortable anytime they spoke, which is completely normal. Like, girl, no one wants to see their man talking to another woman, and that's okay. But then Casa came, and KC started acting like he's been in a prison for 3 weeks.
Now I get all that energy, but it don't feel real because at the beginning he wasn't. Yeah. And I think I'm not gonna let her do that shit to where like I'm getting put in a box and you gotta do this, or I'm gonna be mad at you, or if you do this, I'm not gonna give you no kisses. I don't need that shit. I'm getting kisses right here too. I'm real.
Sir, act like you've been here before. TT, being one of the Casa girls, was all about KC, and he loved that, so he chose her. Anaya also got a chance to explore with Carl, who was almost opposite of KC, emotionally intelligent, mature, but also just as assuring as KC was towards Anaya, which she loved. But Anaya ended up choosing KC at the end of Casa, which became a whole thing in of itself. KC comes out with TT, and all hell breaks loose. Anaya looks heartbroken, Trinity starts going off, and we get one of the most memorable lines from TT trying to defend Casey.
You can pipe down. I'm TT.
The amount of times I've heard my friends say this without any context is proof that this is an iconic line, I fear. And Trinity responding with this:
Boot this girl out of this bitch.
I wish I could watch this again for the first time. While all of this is going on, Casey is trying to defend himself, but to no avail. He turns to Ariana and says this:
This whole time I have been here, I have poured into you. This whole time, I picked you time and time again. Even when the first day, nobody picked me. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. That was the only thing you could come up with? Anaya realizes she made the biggest mistake choosing KC and falls to her knees in distress while Melanie holds her in her arms. Guys, I couldn't handle this. And TT and KC's weird selves were smiling and keying in the corner. Get them off my screen. For some reason, I forgot to talk about Carl and Anaya's journey as a couple, since it was right after her and KC, and it was towards the end of the season for the show. So all I'm gonna say is I love them together, and I hope they get married. Next up is Kata and Zach, and I'm gonna keep this very short because I really don't care about them. Kata came in as a bombshell, and her and Zach were locked in from day one. She never wavered, no matter how much he showed her that he didn't value her.
I haven't made breakfast yet. Let me just make you something quick.
No, I can make it. It's fine.
I was gonna make a pancake.
I don't want pancakes. I just want them.
Well, no, you can make breakfast. Because like, I'll make something. I'm just saying.
It's
like,
fine. I can do it.
the kitchen's always occupied.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was being blindsided by his looks or his accent, but anytime he would piss her off, she would just forget about it and just look at him and smile, and everything would be fine until the next fight. All I'm gonna say about them is free Kata. And lastly is Trinity and Bryce. This is my bias. I love these two. They also had a very, 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 very slow start in the beginning, with it feeling more of a friendship vibe between them. And even Trinity thought that about them too.
You know what I mean? Like Mel and Sincere, like
Yeah,
he
that
had one pool.
And it was hell.
Yeah, I feel like we're building like a foundation.
I was kind of taking it as like a friend zone-ish friendship vibe.
I think I forgot how much in the beginning they really didn't mess with each other like that. They hated it there. But then over time, they got closer and had deeper conversations, especially about them being different races and how it makes them anxious at times because they've never stepped outside of their comfort zones. But they really fell for each other, and I was here for it. In Casa, when they were separated and had the chance to get to know other people, all they they wanted was each other. And when I tell you, I was sobbing my eyes out because I love love. I think my favorite moment from them was when Bryce came back from Casa dressed like he was in a 90s boy band and he ran to her and picked her up. I lost it here. Bryce ended up asking her to be his girlfriend and they won the entire season, so I can't ask for a better couple to do so. 10, 10, 10s across the board. I want a wedding. Things I didn't like about this season were the men and how they treated the women. Pretty much everyone except for Bryce and Carl never needs to get any screen time for the rest of their life. I also didn't like the disgusting challenges. It felt like we were watching soft at times and it made me very uncomfortable. Let's not have that next season. The things I did like was the core 4 friendship. I love seeing Black women in their element, radiating, being happy and carefree, and having a great time together. It made me so happy watching all the girls interact together, making jokes, dancing, comforting each other when they're going through tough times, and just being young women in their 20s. Easily my favorite part of the season.
There's so much going on.
Baby, cuando te diga qué pasó. Tengo chisme, tengo chisme, tengo chisme. Gossip.
Tell her real quick.
Bitch. He kissed both the bombshells.
When?
Gabriel.
When?
Today, just now.
Bitch! You just kissed them in the speakeasy.
Overall, I thought it was a great season with lots of twists and turns, drama, sweet moments, and honestly, a lot of iconic lines.
Fuck, bro.
I had such a great time watching this season and an even better time talking to all of you about it. That's pretty much all I have to say about Love Island Season 8. Let me know down below your thoughts on this season. Did you agree with the things I said? Do you too have your own personal opinions? Let's talk about it down below. I want to thank you all so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.